once upon a time I was a student at Edinburgh University, lived in Edinburgh for a little while then, and then moved away, came back to Edinburgh, and then I started looking at the windows in more detail and got onto the notion of possible secondary glazing, because they're pretty big windows. It's a sort of end of terrace house built about 1870, stone house. Really lovely windows in terms of light coming in, but really dangerous in terms of the heat that goes out and also the drafts that come in around the sash, around the frames of the sash windows.
Well, we have two large rooms at the front of the house, each having 3 windows, quite large windows, about 2.5 metres high and about 1 metre wide. As it's a listed Georgian property, we're not allowed to put in any double glazing, so we've gone for secondary glazing.
Edinburgh is famous for its beautiful historic buildings, many of which are stone-built tenements or Victorian houses built over 100 years ago. These make wonderful homes to live in, but today, with rising energy prices and growing awareness of climate change, many of us would like to make our homes more energy efficient. Keeping these old buildings warm in winter can be a real challenge, and one reason has to be the large sash-encased windows found in many of these hard-to-treat homes. While beautiful to look at, the single panes of glass and often drafty frames mean we waste a lot of energy heating the street outside instead of the rooms we live in. Draft proofing is one option. It's relatively cheap and is an excellent first step. Another very effective solution to this is to install double glazing. However, when double glazing is not an option, a simple solution we've found is do-it-yourself secondary glazing. You can make this from perspex sheeting and magnetic tape, which sticks onto the window frame and creates a seal, eliminating drafts and insulating the windows so less heat escapes. While not as effective as double glazing, it's far less expensive and makes it much easier to keep your home warmer and cheaper to heat. So what will you need? Perspex sheeting? This can be cut to size and delivered. You can find a list of suppliers on our website, www.transitionedinburghsouth.org.uk. Self-adhesive magnetic tape. This is made up of 2 parts, steel tape and magnetic strips. Both parts are coated in strong adhesive on one side. A measuring tape and scissors. The first step is to measure how much perspex you'll need to cover your windows. It's best to have a flat surface to stick the steel tape onto, so measure a size so that the edge of the perspex will fit onto the beading or the flat surface around the window frame. You might need to create a flat surface by levelling off some of the beading using a plane. Then order your perspex sheeting, along with enough magnetic tape to line the 4 edges of the sheet. Prepare your windows. Clean and dry the frame and attach the steel tape. Place the perspex onto the window to check the edges line up with the tape. Remove the protective film from one side of your perspex. Stick the magnetic tape along the edges. Then unwrap the other side. Place your new glazing onto the window, lining up the magnetic and steel strips to create a seal. And then your new double glazing is in place.
Have found it very easy to do as long as you get the sheets cut to the right size. The advantage, I suppose, of the magnetic strip is that you can, in the summertime, if you want to open the window or increase your air or whatever, or clean the window, you can just sort of pop the sheets off and store them somewhere behind a cupboard or something like that, and then come winter time, when you want your warmth back again, you can put the sheets back up again.
One of the rooms at the top of the house was extremely cold. We use it as a workroom, and it's now really comfortable to work in. It used to be like an ice box, but it's really quite comfortable now.
I've noticed that since installing the secondary glazing in both rooms, that you can really notice much less draft and much more heat being retained in the room.